I have come really close to buying most of these pieces, but something better just always came up. Hi guys, my name is G.P.S. and welcome back to my channel. There has been this tag going around on YouTube, which I think was originally started by Emily Noel, where you could fill your dream Sephora cart with $1,000 worth of products that you would love to try. But I thought I would slightly tweak the tag and make it our own. So I decided to raise the stakes and increase the amount to $10,000. And instead of going to Sephora, spend that money at Hermes. So I compiled a couple of products that I would love to add to my collection if I was just given a gift card or the option to pick up a few pieces from the store, and I wouldn't really have to spend my own money on them. Because these are products that are not necessarily on my wish list per se. These are things that I like and I would add them to my collection at some point, but I'm not really losing sleep over not having them. But I thought it would be a fun video to do. And now that I'm actually saying this out loud, I'm thinking that it might be beneficial to also do a video with $1,000. Maybe if one of you guys came to me and said, hey, I've got $1,000 to spend at Hermes, I've never purchased anything, what should I spend my $1,000 on? Maybe that could also be a cool idea. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below and maybe give this video a thumbs up if you like the sound of that, and maybe I can make that video in the near future as well. But today we'll be spending $10,000 at Hermes. Well, not quite, but almost. So if you want to find out what pieces I would add to my collection, then please keep on watching. Let's start with product number one, which is actually quite a high ticket piece, but it's something that I have come really close to buying a couple of times. So close that they were behind the counter when I was checking out, but something else always came up that I prioritized over this piece. And I don't know why, but I have never pulled the trigger on this. And it's the Constance Long Wallet. You guys know that I absolutely love the Kelly wallet. I have quite an extensive collection of different sort of Kelly wallets that they have available. But for some reason, I have never added the Constance wallet to my collection. And there are really two main reasons that I can think of. Number one is that it's quite a bit more bigger than the Kelly wallet, even the classic Kelly wallet, which you can call the long Kelly wallet. It's quite a bit more larger and thicker. I even struggle to put my Kelly wallet into smaller bags like a Kelly 25 or a Kelly 28. Not that I would ever wear a Kelly 25, but in case you would, the Kelly wallet is not really suited for those bags. So if I struggle to put that size of a wallet into a bag, I can only imagine how difficult it would be to use the Constance wallet inside of another bag, especially because it's quite a bit heavier as well. It's just massive compared to other wallets, and if that's what you're looking for, then it's definitely an option. But for me, I don't really carry around that much stuff with me on a daily basis. And then reason number two is that I find that every single time I see a friend's Kelly wallet that they have had for a while and they've been using it, I always see a lot of micro scratches and just little marks underneath the H mark, because it's quite difficult to open the Constance wallet. You have to kind of put your fingers or your nails underneath the H and then pop it up, which is really the same mechanism with the bag. But with the bag, I do find that you have a little bit more space to open it up. But when it comes to the wallet, the space is obviously limited because the hardware is much smaller. So I find the wear and tear to be a little bit more obvious on the Constance wallet than it is on any other Hermes piece. Obviously, it also depends on the leather, also depends on how careful you are and so on. But that just has been my observation. So those were really the main two reasons that have stopped me from purchasing it. And the fact that there were always other pieces that I would have much rather spend my money on. And not to mention the fact that it's probably one of the most expensive styles of SLGs that Hermes makes. It starts at about $4,500 and it goes up in price as you go up in the value of the leather. I personally would have bought it in Epsom in black with rose gold hardware. Yes, I know, predictable. But it's a piece that I ordered many times, or at least I asked my essay to order it for me. Whenever they had it in store, I asked her to hold it for me. I wanted to have a look at it. And every single time I look at it, I like it. It's definitely beautifully made. You can easily use it as a clutch bag if you want to. But I think because I have so many Kelly wallets that I rarely ever reach for, I don't think it would be worth it for me to pick it up. But anyway, it's a beautiful piece, but I have to warn you, it's quite a bit larger than any other wallets out there on the market. But if that's exactly what you're looking for, then it's worth looking at. Personally, if I was given a gift card from Hermes and they told me to go crazy, spend $10,000, that's one of the things that I would pick up. Okay, so the first one was quite a big purchase. We're pretty much out of $5,000 already. But the next thing that I put in here was a smaller piece that I've looked at many times, and it's the new CDC 24 bracelet. As you guys know, you have heard me talk about this before, but I absolutely love the regular CDC bracelets. I own many of these, but honestly, I never ever reached for these. The only reason why I put this up on today and what reminded me to put this on is that I knew that I'm going to be talking about the CDC 24. Otherwise, I would have probably completely forgot about this. I used to wear these almost on a daily basis. I have pretty much every single CDC bracelet in black. I have it in different leathers with different hardwares. I have it in rose gold, palladium, and gold. And I did collect these for a while just because I really enjoyed wearing them. I don't know what happened, if my style changed or just my lifestyle is obviously changing, but I have not really been reaching for these, even though I still love the look. So for me, it would not be worth it to buy another CDC bracelet when I already have so many that I don't use. But if I was given the option to pick up a couple of pieces, I definitely would. Or if I was to restart my collection, I would definitely opt for the CDC 24 over the regular CDC, because while these are such iconic designs, I think the CDC 24 is a little bit more wearable on a daily basis. It's thinner and it's easier to stack. It doesn't have this little ring on it that makes a weird noise that can be quite annoying at times. It's just a little bit more streamlined and simplistic that I quite enjoy, and it goes beautifully with other Hermes or even non-Hermes bracelets. You can put it on with fine jewelry, fashion jewelry. Your options are so endless, whereas with this one, it's quite a bit more overwhelming. And while I love the look, I think I would opt for the 24 if I was to restart my collection. And it's a piece that costs $730. And at this point in my luxury collection, I would much rather put that money towards a fine jewelry piece than add another leather jewelry to my collection. So if I was given a gift card, I would certainly buy it. And I would by all means recommend that you go for it. If you like leather bracelets or if you don't have many of them, I think it's a really good place to start. But personally at this point, it's not something that I would spend almost $800 on. Let's talk about a bag that I would pick up if I was giving this gift card. And obviously with Hermes, our options are quite limited when it comes to bags if our budget is $10,000. But a piece that I would add to my collection that I actually really enjoy and wear on a daily basis is a Picotin. I do have a video on my favorite more entry-level bags from Hermes that I'll make sure to link up here, where I talk about the Picotin. I only have one Picotin in my collection in size 18 in black with palladium hardware, but I really do like it, and I usually put a shoulder strap onto it, and that's how I wear it. I put a shoulder strap that comes with my Kellys, and I just put it over one of my shoulders. It's just a little bit more practical that way for me, so I don't have to always carry it. And if you're gonna pick up a Picotin, I think I also mentioned in that video, I would recommend that you also buy an insert for it because the entire bag is wide open. It was inspired by the feeding buckets that they used to feed horses. So it's a beautiful bag. I think it's a great entry-level bag and a good introduction to the world of Hermes. They're made of the most beautiful leathers, and it's just a really simplistic and minimalistic bag that goes with anything and everything. I really like size 18, but it doesn't fit a whole lot. It fits enough so I can wear it when I'm just running errands. But I think I would add a Picotin 22 to my collection, again in black. I don't care that I already have a black one. I would add another black one in a different size. And maybe I would go for gold hardware instead of palladium, because the Picotin usually comes with palladium hardware. It, of course, is available with gold, but I think it's a little bit more rare. So if I was given the gift card, I would definitely ask for a Picotin 22 with gold hardware in definitely black Clemence, which is pretty much the same thing that I already own, but it would be in a larger size. And I think it would be a good addition to my collection. And if you're looking for a starter bag, or for your next bag at Hermes, definitely look at the Picotin, because I think there was a period when it was extremely popular and a lot of people bought it. But now with the Mini Linde being in focus and that taking all the attention, I think a lot of people forgot about the Picotin, but it's an incredible bag that I think is really either a good place to start your collection or it's a good piece to add to your collection down the line. We have 2 more products left and not much money to spend. But the next piece that I would add up is again from the CDC 24 collection or CDC 24 line, which is Hermes's modern interpretation of the original CDC design, which if you guys don't know the detail and the history behind the CDC, I'm happy to do a video on it. But really long story short, it was inspired by the collar that Hermes made for hunting dogs. And the CDC 24 line is their modern interpretation of that. And I would probably buy the belt from the range, which retails for $1,250. Also, I don't think I mentioned the price of the Picotin. The Picotin 22 retails for $2,975. So I would add the belt to my collection next in Madame leather, which is a new leather quite similar to Epsom, but it's a little bit more, it has more of a sheen to it than Epsom does, which I don't mind. I wouldn't buy it in a bag, but on a belt, I don't think you would really be able to tell the difference. I would buy it in black with gold hardware or permabrass, aka rose gold. So I think that would be the next addition to my collection. I do own a similar belt, which is the Kelly belt, which has a different fastening, but they are similar in the sense that they're both meant to be one size fits most, which just essentially means that there is this really interesting sliding mechanism on the back that allows you to adjust the belt. So you only really need to buy one of them, and you can use the sliding mechanism to either make it smaller or larger. You can make it small enough so you can wear it around your hips or your waist, or you can make it larger if you, let's say, I don't know, get pregnant and you need to start wearing larger pants. You can make it a little bit larger, or after a large dinner, you can also make it larger to make it a little bit more comfortable, which I think is a really, really cool design. I don't think it would fit everyone because obviously there is a limit on how far it goes, which I wish there wasn't. I wish they came out with more sizes at least. I understand that the range is quite large in terms of how small or how big you can make it, but I think it would be beneficial to have at least maybe one or two more sizes. But it's a really, really cool design, and I think a lot of people like it. But the Kelly is a little bit more well-known than the new CDC 24 is. And the next thing I would add to my collection is probably a CDC 24. And the reason why I haven't purchased it yet is my home store never got it for some reason. It's just not something that they were ever shipped. Obviously, I could have asked them to have it ordered for me, but honestly, it was never really a priority. And because they never had it on display or they never had it out, I always forgot about it until I went home and I started browsing online. But it's a really cool belt, especially if you're someone who wears dresses. I think you would enjoy it because you can easily wear it to work, in your jeans or in your pants. And then on the weekends, or if you wear dresses during the week, you can easily make it smaller and wear it around your waist, which is not something that I would do. But if you're looking for a belt that kind of is multifunctional, I think it's a really good place to go. We don't have that much of a budget left, so I think we have about $500 to spend at Hermes. So the last thing that I would add to my collection would be, surprise, surprise, a rodeo back charm. I have several videos on my rodeos and my thoughts on back charms. I think they can really easily become an obsession, and you can easily waste a lot of money on back charms and rodeos. And while I don't think you need many of them, I do have sort of started a collection of solid colored rodeos, and there have been two that recently come out from Hermes. One in the color Ruby and one in the color Rose Mexico, which are both sort of dark, reddish, pinkish colors. Obviously, Ruby is more red, and then Rose Mexico is more pink. But those two, I would probably pick up one of those, either the Ruby or the Rose Mexico. If I was given a choice between the two, I would probably go for Rose Mexico, but I would be perfectly happy with Ruby as well. The reason why I wouldn't spend my money on it is because I have a Rose Azalea rodeo that I have never worn. I even forgot that it exists until I was making my last video. So clearly, I never reached for pinkish, reddish rodeos. If I ever see it, maybe I will pick it up, but it's not something that I'm going after and I'm actively hunting. But if I had an extra $500 at Hermes to spend, it's definitely something that I would consider adding to my collection. And this is it, guys. This is $10,000 spent at Hermes, which I think we made work quite well. I think we picked up a variety of different things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and you found it a fun video. These are all pieces that I love and I find stunning, but there have always been things that I prioritized over these. I'll definitely think about these and maybe add 1, 2, 3, or maybe all of them to my collection down the line, but they're not something that I'm actively looking for. But who knows, maybe I'll be back soon with an unboxing or haul video of all these or some of these pieces. But I would love to hear your thoughts. What would you buy from Hermes if you were given $10,000 or $5,000 to spend? I didn't want to go down the route of just saying, oh, I would buy a Birkin. I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting, but I would love to hear your thoughts. What would you buy if you had a gift card from Hermes? And if you enjoyed this video, then please make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.